Good morning. Today we're looking at how to solve linear programming models in Excel. So here we have our model, and we're going to now put the information in Excel in a form that Excel can actually solve the model for us. So first we know that there are four feed types. Feed 1, feed 2, and it goes up to feed 4. The solution we need, it says Fi represents the number of kilograms of each feed type. So we're going to be solving for just that, number of kilograms. And our solution cells, or decision variable cells, we can highlight them in yellow. Next, the coefficients in the equation represent cost, the cost of each feed type. So we put that in as well. $25, $30, 32, and 15. So now we want to actually put an equation for our objective function, which is 25f1 plus 30f2 and so forth. So here we use the formula sum product. So we just type in equal sum product, open brackets, highlight our decision variable cells, and since we want to always be able to refer to those cells, I'm going to put function F4, so it absolutely references those cells. Then enter a comma and highlight the second row of cells. This cell is now my objective function cell. Right? So this cell represents the equation 25f1 plus 30f2 plus 32f3 plus 15f4. Right? So this is my objective function. All right, next we have our constraints. All right, so we can go ahead and list them. So the first one is the total order amount. And here we have the coefficients for each of the variables is 1. So we just enter those coefficients. Next, we can copy down our formula, our sum product formula. Right, and I'll change these cells to another color to differentiate. Right, so this now represents the left side of the function. So I can put here left hand side, or I could simply put left side. So this represents the left side of the equation, which is f1 plus f2 plus f3 plus f4. Next, I just show that the sign for the equation is equal, and I put the actual constraint value. Which is actually on the right side. Right? And the constraint value for that is 4,000. Next, we have the constraint for corn. Enter the coefficients 0.3, 0.05, 0.2, and 0.1. You can copy down the formula. What the sign here is greater than or equal to. And the right hand side value is 800. For green, coefficients are 0.1, 0.3, 0.15.1. Bring the formula down, the sign is greater than, and it's 600. For mineral, the coefficients are 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, and 0.3. And we copy down the formula, and the constraint value is 600. So now we've entered the information in a form that Excel can help us. I will now go to the solver add-in. So we go to the data tab and click on the solver add-in. I'm just going to move it a little to the right so I can see the information from the model. So the first thing is our objective function. It says set objective. So this must point to our objective function cell. All right, so that's step 1. Step 2, we list our objective. And our objective here is to minimize, so we change this to min. 3, it says by changing variable cells. And the variable cells are our decision variable cells highlighted in yellow, so we simply enter those cells. Next, it says subject to the constraints. So to add our constraints, we simply click on the button that says add. So cell reference refers to the left side. The sign here is equal, so we change it to equal. And the constraint value is, right, and we click add. Next, for the others, since all of them are greater than or equal to, we can enter them all together. So the cell reference will be the left side. The sign is greater than or equal to, so we change that. And the constraint values, we highlight those as well. And since we have no more constraints to enter, we can simply click OK. All right, so now we have all our constraints. We ensure that the box here is checked, which says make unconstrained variables non-negative. Then we select our model solving method. And here we're looking for simplex LP. Once we have done that, we simply go ahead and solve. And you notice the cells become populated with the solution, which is the number of kilograms of each feed that we should be using. We want to generate our answer report and sensitivity reports, so we simply click them. So we click on each, they become highlighted, and then we say OK to generate the reports. So the reports have been generated here in 2 additional tabs. So we have the answer report, and we have our sensitivity report. All right, so we have our answer report and sensitivity report. All right, so that is how we go ahead and solve our models using Microsoft Excel. Have a good day and all the best with your practicing.